Kyle, a 3-1 defeat to Sheffield FC. You're seemingly frustrated. What positives can you take out of the performance?
I think you'll be looking for a long time, to be fair. If I'm going to be pushed to give you something, I think I thought the subs made a fairly decent impact when they came on the second half. I thought we were much better second half. Still not good enough. Not good enough at all. The nightmare spell, 10 minutes before the half-time interval really cost us the game. Really poor defending. And yeah, it's frustrating. I mean, you have to question. I know, obviously, we're asking a lot of the players with regards to the wages, stuff like that. I keep talking about it because I'm trying to use it as an excuse for them, really. But once you get on the pitch, it shouldn't be. You have to question whether they care enough, whether being beat hurts them enough. These guys have been to our ground 4 or 5 weeks ago, beat us 4-0. And I thought, we should have a little bit of grit between us teeth to go and put it right. We didn't get it. We started really poorly. The last 2 weeks, had it not been for Dave Ray in goal, we could have been, 5-6 twice. Make no mistake about it. And yeah, it's unacceptable, really. Like I say, I don't know what has to happen at half time. We've gone in and we've given them a little bit at half time, as you would. But I don't know what has to happen at half. Why does it take that, for footballers to go and want to play? I'm sort of saying to them, why have you come? Because they're not coming for the money, because there isn't any money. So why are you here? And it's took them being 3-1 down before they really started to be brave enough to get on the ball and try and make things happen. So I'm massively frustrated because they shouldn't be like that. They've been very quiet today, sort of. Yeah, I'm frustrated, mate, really frustrated.
You said that, in your last interview that we owed them one. Are you disappointed that they didn't take the initiative to spark a reaction, especially after last week's promising performance?
Well, yeah, I mean, we were second best for the whole of the first half. I was really pleasantly surprised when we managed to equalise straight after conceding, because I felt their goal was coming for a long time before it actually did, and I felt we didn't really lay a glove on them. So I was relieved and surprised when we managed to get straight back in the game, but then the naivety back there has gone and killed us, and we've conceded straight away, and then again after that. So we're going in at half-time 3-1 down, when, quite frankly, I mean, we did ride as luck, don't get me wrong, but the goals we've conceded, were real basic errors. So, yeah, disappointed, mate.
And his last win 4 games ago now against Belper seems quite far away. What needs to change now to get back on track, and a perfect opportunity at Chasetown next week?
It does, yeah. I mean, it's a little bit even more frustrating now because we've played a lot of games in comparison to the other clubs, so we are having to wait now until next Saturday. When I was playing, I would be, if we'd not been quite right, you can't wait for that next game. You have to question whether it's the same. The same with some of the boys in there. Are they looking forward to next Saturday to put it right or not? I'm not sure. I hope that's the case, and it does feel like a long time ago, the Belper game, and that is, I think there is only Pembo missing from the team. It's the same 11, bar Max Pemberton from that day. So, I mean, as you can see, it looked like a completely different side. They were digging in for each other that day. They were winning the tackles. They were working hard enough. I mean, I've got a question the first half today. I don't think they've worked hard enough, and that's the first thing. When your quality deserts you, and if you're having a little bit of a bad time on the ball, just work harder than the opposition. Win your tackles, win your headers, and we didn't do that. In fact, I don't think we've done that all game. We started getting on top near the end because they started being a little bit braver on the ball and braver going forwards. I think today we lacked a little bit of leadership. Well, we definitely lacked a little bit of leadership. A very young side, very sort of naive side almost. Vank and Pembo both away for the weekend. That's a different argument altogether, different topic altogether, which I don't want to get into. And yeah, you're right, it does. It seems like a long time ago. Chasetown have turned the form upside down, so that'll be very tough next week. And then, we're going to be potentially on the back of a 4 or even 5 game losing run. So the pride's at stake. The pride is at stake big time. And we'll see, what we've got character-wise next week, because it'll be tough there.
And after that Chasetown game, we've got a week where we haven't got a game. Do you think that might do the lads some good?
Yeah, well, potentially, I don't know. It's one of them. You never really fully know until your team, until you're 10-15 minutes into the game the week after the free weekend, when you can see what sort of effects it's had on them. We are in a position, obviously, as everyone is aware, where I can't dictate people's lives away from football. I can't dictate that they have to train, because we aren't in a position really to be leaving people out of the team, because we don't have the bodies. We don't have the competition for places. So yeah, in answer to your question, I don't actually know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. If you've won, you know, if we were to go and win at Chasetown next week, we're probably itching for a game the following week. So I don't know. It's one of those things that you can only really tell what sort of reaction you're going to get from the players when they take to the pitch the weekend after at Newcastle.
And as a parting message to the fans that travelled today, have you got a message for them?
Yeah, the list of the fans are unbelievable. It was a little bit quiet today, but that comes from us. You know, that's not the fans' responsibility as such. It's our responsibility to give them something to go and get excited about, which we've not done at all. I mean, we had a 10-minute spell start of the second half when they got a little bit of voice, and you know, I'm frustrated for them, really frustrated for them, because they'll look forward to games like this. You know, it's 15 mile away, something like that, local derby, decent crowd, decent ground, great setup here. They should be looking forward to things like this. Well, they were looking forward to things like this, and they've been let down by the performance of the players, which is obviously not something that I'm proud of at all. It's something I'm really disappointed with, you know, and it's my name that I have to put to it. So it's, yeah, the fans have been brilliant. You know, the fans have been hugely understanding of the difficult spell that we're going through. But at the end of the day, you run out of lives, you know, to defend people. Like, I will defend our lads all day long, you know, when they go out there and they're coming off second best in a game where they've given everything. Last week they had nothing left in the tank. They gave absolutely everything against a team that's right up there, and they didn't get the rub of the green. I can handle that, you know, because we are where we are for a reason. We are probably operating just about at the maximum level we can get points wise with the group of players that we've got. But today I'm struggling for excuses, you know, because they've got to want it. The hunger's got to be there to go and play football, because if it isn't, then what's the point in actually turning up? Because like I said, they're not coming for the money. So you question their desire. I mean, the hugely frustrating thing for me is the level of inconsistency, you know, because they have the same 11, give or take one person, has gone and turned Belpro over, who were right at the top of the league in a battling performance where they've won the headers, they've won the tackles, they've run further. People have come off the pitch cramping up, you know. People have been nursed out of the dressing room back to the cars. Today, what do I see? What do I see on that front? So yeah, fans outstanding as always. Never let the club down. It's a tough time for them. It's a tough time for me. And it's a tough time for the players, really. But yeah, I'd love to have an excuse for today, but I haven't got one.